Brain freeze. It's a hot day. You take a big bite of ice cream, and bam, it feels like your brain just hit a wall of ice. Brain freeze, or, if you want to get fancy, sphenopalatine ganglionalgia happens when something cold touches the roof of your mouth. This chills the blood vessels there, causing them to quickly get smaller and then bigger. That sudden change fools your brain into thinking the pain is coming from your forehead, not your mouth. It's a mix-up in how signals are processed. Your body confuses mouth pain for head pain, making this a cool little sensory glitch. Shivering. These are quick, tiny muscle movements meant to create heat. But here's the surprising part. Shivering can also happen when you're scared, worried, or even feeling overwhelmed. That's because it's not just about temperature. It's your nervous system going into overdrive. Your body thinks something's wrong and starts turning on its defense systems, even if you're not actually cold. It's like your body is hitting the fight or freeze button without really knowing why. Teeth chattering. You're cold, and your teeth start shaking like you're freezing in a cartoon. Chattering is a rhythmic tightening of your jaw muscles, a way to create heat, just like shivering. But it's not only caused by cold. Strong emotions like fear or anxiety can also trigger it. That's your sympathetic nervous system, treating psychological stress as a physical threat. It doesn't always know the difference between freezing temperatures and stage fright, so it sends the same shaky command either way. Sneezing fits with no allergen. Ever had a sneezing attack where there's no dust, pollen, or pepper anywhere? This might be your trigeminal nerve acting up. This nerve controls feeling in your face and can be set off by sudden changes like cold air, bright light, or even stress. Basically, your sneeze reflex is just firing off for no real reason. It's a miscommunication between what your senses feel and what your body does. A sneeze without a cause. It's one of the clearest examples of a reflex just going off like a broken circuit. Numbness or pins and needles. You know that feeling, right? You sit on your leg for too long, then it wakes up with a rush of tingle. That's called paresthesia. It happens when pressure cuts off blood flow or squeezes a nerve. Then, all those messed up signals come rushing back at once. It's not actual needles. It's nerve endings misfiring, sending jumbled messages to your brain. Your nervous system is basically rebooting. This glitch usually goes away quickly, but in the moment, it feels like your body forgot how to be a leg. Hiccups. You're in a quiet meeting, and then that strange little jolt happens. It's your diaphragm acting up. A hiccup is actually a sudden twitch of your diaphragm, the muscle right below your lungs. After that, your vocal cords quickly close, which makes that hic sound. You might get them from eating too fast, drinking fizzy drinks, or even a sudden change in temperature. But sometimes, there's no clear reason at all. It's almost like your nervous system has a little hiccup itself. Your brainstem misfires, and your diaphragm reacts, making this one of the most common body glitches we experience. Goosebumps. You hear a song that really moves you, or suddenly step into a cold breeze, and your skin pops up in tiny bumps like it's reacting on its own. That's not your imagination. It's your sympathetic nervous system jumping into action. Goosebumps happen when small muscles at the base of your hair follicles called erector pili contract. This pulls the skin tight and makes your hair stand up. Why does it happen? It's a reflex, triggered by either a drop in temperature or a sudden burst of strong emotion, fear, awe, excitement. Your brain sends an automatic signal through your nerves, and those tiny muscles respond instantly. It doesn't ask for permission, it just reacts. You're not in control, and that's what makes it a glitch. It's a reflex, firing off in situations where it might not be strictly needed, leaving your skin trying to say something your words can't. Ear popping. Going up in an airplane, your ears pop. That's your eustachian tubes opening up to balance the pressure between your middle ear and the outside environment. When the pressure is off, your ears can feel plugged or muffled. Sometimes these tubes don't adjust fast enough or overcorrect, leading to random or stubborn pops. It's a pressure regulation glitch. Your body trying to sync up but missing the mark. Jaw popping or clicking. You open wide and hear a click. Your jaw snaps like a loose hinge. This is often a quirk of the temporomandibular joint, TMJ, which connects your jaw to your skull. If the disc inside shifts or the joint gets inflamed, you get that familiar popping sound. For some, it's harmless. For others, it causes pain. Either way, it's a mechanical issue, kind of like your body's hardware slipping a gear. stomach drop, elevator sensations. That weird flutter you feel when a roller coaster drops or an elevator moves fast. Your organs reacting to sudden motion. Your body moves quickly, but your internal organs take a split second to catch up. Your brain senses this mismatch in motion and triggers a gut-level reaction. No danger, just an internal delay that tricks your brain into thinking something's off. It's like motion buffering. Motion sickness. You're on a bus, scrolling through your phone, and suddenly, your stomach flips, your head spins, and everything just feels off. That's motion sickness happening. It kicks in when your senses can't agree on what's real. Your inner ear senses motion, turns, bumps, acceleration, while your eyes, stuck on your screen, say, "Nope, we're perfectly still." Your brain tries to make sense of this disagreement and fails. Panicked, it assumes you might be hallucinating, or even worse, poisoned. So, it flips the nausea switch. Dizziness, cold sweats, even vomiting. These are all defense mechanisms against a threat that isn't actually there. It's not a problem with just one part. It's a team failure, a sensory system disagreement that ends with your body hitting the emergency button. All because your eyes and ears couldn't agree on what was going on. Tinnitus or ear ringing. Ever hear a high-pitched tone when everything else is completely silent? That's tinnitus. It's often caused by being around loud noise, getting older, or even stress. It's not a sound from outside. It's generated inside your brain. Your hearing system fills in the gaps when it doesn't get normal input, kind of like your brain refusing silence and playing its own background music. It's one of the most annoying glitches because it's hard to ignore, even though there's nothing actually there. Satiation reflex, sneezing when full. You finish a big meal, lean back, and then achoo. That's satiation. The strange sneeze reflex caused by a full stomach. It might be connected to the vagus nerve, which links your brain to your gut. A stretched stomach could accidentally activate the sneeze center. It's rare, mostly harmless, and a perfect example of how closely and oddly connected your body's systems are. Ever notice little squiggles drifting across your vision, especially when looking at a bright sky? Those are eye floaters. They're tiny bits of collagen or debris floating in the jelly-like substance inside your eye. As light passes through, these bits cast shadows on your retina. They're harmless, but because they move with your eyes and never stay still, they feel like glitches in your vision. Your eye isn't broken, just a little dusty on the inside. Skin crawling sensation, or formication? Feel like bugs are crawling on your skin, but there's nothing there. That's called formication. It's a nerve signal misfire, often caused by anxiety, tiredness, or changes in your brain. Your brain gets a signal from your skin that doesn't make sense and understands it as crawling or tingling. It's creepy, harmless, and feels like your sensory system is just making things up. Eye twitching, or myokemia. You're talking to someone, and suddenly your eyelid starts fluttering on its own. It's super annoying and hard to ignore. That's myokemia, tiny involuntary twitches of the eyelid muscles, often triggered by tiredness, stress, or too much caffeine. It's like your facial nerves are short-circuiting from being overworked. The muscle isn't in pain, but your body is basically glitching out to protest being pushed too hard. It usually goes away on its own, but it's a real-life example of how stress can literally show on your face. Muscle twitches or fasciculations. Ever had a random twitch in your arm or leg that just wouldn't stop? That's a fasciculation. Tiny muscle fibers are contracting without your permission, often from being tired, dehydrated, or stressed. It feels like your muscles are tapping out SOS signals, but there's no real emergency. These twitches are usually harmless, but they're a classic sign of your nervous system randomly firing signals, like your body sending out texts with no AUTO. Charlie horse leg cramps. In the middle of the night, you stretch, and suddenly your calf feels like it's being twisted by an invisible wrench. That's a Charlie horse. It's a sudden, involuntary muscle cramp, usually in the legs. It can be caused by not drinking enough water, electrolyte imbalances, or overusing your muscles. But sometimes it just happens. Your muscle tenses up and refuses to relax. It's like your body's communication system had a glitch and locked a command in place. All you can do is wait. Outstretch it, and maybe curse a little, photic, sneeze reflex, or sunlight sneezing. You walk into the sunlight and suddenly sneeze. You might have the photic sneeze reflex. Something about 20 to 30% of people experience it. Happens because the optic nerve for sight and the trigeminal nerve for sensation in your face are close neighbors. When bright light stimulates your eyes, the sneeze command accidentally gets triggered. It's a neural crossover. One signal rides on another, confusing your brain in the process. How many of these glitches have you experienced? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, you'll probably love my other one about brain glitches. Go check it out. Thanks for watching.